Okay. Oh wait, did that even work? Yep. I need to check this and grab this. Um, I think it goes here. Oh, hello. Yep. Live streaming again, just setting some stuff up because I literally just started. Uh, yeah. Oh, you're not playing? Alright. Laters. Hang on. Alright, you guys could really hear him, but someone joined Discord voice call for a bit. Anyway, let's get this. I guess we can start at the tuning garage. See what we're working with here. So this is just my old build. I have two versions because for some reason the dev didn't update the old part and just so now they're considered as illegal modded parts even though they're not. Yeah, they're literally called the same. Oh wait, no, that's because the rear axle used to be dualies. That's why it says here there's four of the dualies, but here there's only two. And then for some reason the brake pads were replaced. Yeah, looks like everything else is the same. I didn't even realize a bunch of people already downloaded this and gave it a like. But yeah, this is how it used to look like. But I never really liked it very much. So now that I'm updating it, I gave it this new livery. There's actually an extra decal here. This uses all 30 slots. But there is actually an extra decal here you will want to if you don't want the base color of the vehicle, you can change this to any color. So you can make it like an all black if you want, just like the original. There are issues with putting decals on this vehicle, as you can clearly see. This is not painted over by this decal, even though there really should not be any issues like that, because I placed it correctly. I don't have back face and opposite side check, and I even have the on wheel, which I actually should uncheck. And then the first decal, the square, what's this called? A hexagon, 6 sides, and then the circle there. So you're also gonna have to change the color of the circle if you change the base paint of the bus. Oh, the way I did this, just to make it easier for me, you can actually make this with less decals, but I just wanted to make it easier for myself. The way I did this is to make the decals, all of the decals on this side, including the ones that show on the other side. So this is supposed to appear on this side, so don't mind the fact that it's showing on that side as well. So that's the letter T, and then the bus, another bus, and then for the letter E, square, a rectangle, and then a smaller rectangle. So now that's written on both sides. So I covered it up with a rectangle, a square, and then did the exact same thing on this side. Letter T, bus, another bus, and then square rectangles for E. And then for the back, you have the same thing, a square, a hexagon. So on this side, it's black. The circle is black. And then the same thing again. Although the bus decals are actually not ordered the same. Let's change that. Then the letter E. Wait, there's one more decal. Oh yeah, this is for the wheels. You can't see this right now because I don't have paintable wheels. But let's actually show that. Although there's an issue right now, I forgot to report this, I believe. Yeah, I was supposed to make a bug report about this. Because we now have paintable wheels, but it's only the Boco. And as you can see, it's colored white and black. And obviously the black bit is because of this decal. So you can change this to whatever color you want as well. So I have it built into the decal. But yeah, I want it black. But actually I wanted the wheels to be... Oh, it's blue. So it does save the color. I was about to say this is a bug because it's showing white, but it's actually blue. So I think it's just that because I didn't have the wheels installed. So if I reload the game, then it should show up as blue. Yeah, there it is. That's what I wanted the default thing to be. I might have to... It is saved on my build, but I don't know if it's saved on the workshop. It probably is. Regardless, the stock wheels on this thing is the HD ones. I personally like the CUDA on this thing because the CUDA is the thickest and the deepest, I believe. So, because you have these deep fenders on this thing, everything else makes it have a lot of space in here. Actually, see. Yeah, so the CUDA is the thickest and deepest inside. It's kind of like having negative spacers with the CUDA. And for this vehicle, I do want that the minimal distance between the drive wheels. Just personal preference, really. However, maybe I should put on bulk wheels just so I can show the... Nah, let's just go with CUDA. So we've gone through the decals and the wheels. Another thing I've updated on this thing are the lights. I did it right now it looks pretty much just like a regular Cheetah bus because the light attachments that I added are pretty much the same as the built-in ones, which is these things on the roof. So by default, you have these on the roof, but I like to have something a little bigger just so they match the other lights on the bus better because these are tiny. These are big. This is tiny as well. And so that I can customize the light modes. So I actually have the built-in lights are tied to your headlight. So we can see this right now. This is a built-in light. So if I turn on the headlight, then it lights up. I guess it's easier to see when we're turning it on and off. Yeah. Right now that one is pretty dark and then it lights up. But I wanted some of them to be assigned to when you turn the engine on, so that even when you don't have the lights on, like during dawn or sunset, you're still gonna have some roof lights already turned on without your headlights. And then the others, the three in the middle on both the front and the back, I did assign it to headlights, so that works the same as the built-in lights. The only difference is it's bigger now. So if you want to add your own lights, you can remove those. And then I also added these extra lights on the sides. So by default, you only have these. So you can see this one has that light piece behind it, but this one doesn't. This one is an extra light that I added. And you can actually see when I turn everything off, it's a slightly different color because that's a turn signal light. I assigned it to the turn signals. Looks like it's working correctly. Yep. Because I wanted a more visible one because these lights are very low down to the ground. Oh, and these, I also have these in the back, so it's also higher up. And then the last pieces of light are these white top lights, which I assigned to the high beams. Ideally, I wanted to have like these inner headlights to be the high beams, but I couldn't make lights that blends into it well. I could have replaced these with other lights, but yeah, none of them ended up working out. And I have so many lights already, so I have had to keep it to just to two because the limit right now is 20 lights, and this already has 20 lights on it. Yep, that's 20. So that's all the visual stuff done with. Those are the ones that I updated, but for today we have more stuff to update. Well, hopefully we don't need to update anything more. Also, let's have a look at that. Oh yeah, engine, transmission, these are all still the exact same as my old setup. I have not changed anything. Oh, at the intake. I don't know why my old build does not have an intake on it. Also, are these lights flashing as well? Oh, because I was in the garage. Yeah, I reported that when you're using the garage, the lights turn on or off for some reason. So that looks like that has not been fixed yet. Anyways, let's go back to reviewing our parts. Radiator, you don't really need a large radiator on this thing, but if you're overheating, then you can upgrade that. Doesn't really make much difference though. And then obviously we want 400 horsepower because this is a big bus that is very heavy. And the stage 1 turbo. The transmission, this thing comes with the 6-speed bus by default. The 4-speed bus is way too few gears for this thing, so that doesn't work. But we also have another 6-speed option, which is a light bus one. And this thing has the advantage of lighter weight as well as different ratios. So let's actually pull up my spreadsheet for the ratios. Hang on, I'm trying to find it. Parts. And then click this. Yep. So I have this thing. Oh wait, that's truck transmissions. The bus is here. I just added this thing for comparison, but I'm done with that. So we have the minibus, light bus, and the stock one that this thing comes with. So as you can see, what's our FDR right now again? 4.56. So that's is already the correct number. Um, as you can see, with the default transmission, Even if I reduce the FDR down to 2.73, the final gear, the sixth gear, actually ends up pretty much the same ratio. But this is not much of a difference. So if you're using the stock transmission on this thing, you're gonna want a lower FDR. But the thing is, I I prefer the light bus transmission a lot more than this thing in almost every build. I I don't have any bus build that uses this transmission. They all use the actually let me zoom this in for you guys. Yeah, that still fits. Okay, that's too much. So the light bus transmission is lighter, so that's already a nice advantage. They cost the same, but obviously if you're replacing the stock transmission, then you're gonna have to pay 10,000 to buy this one, and then you only sell the other one for 5,000. So the reason I prefer the light bus, now that we have a similar ratio, actually let's try to get this as close as we can if possible. This is a higher number, so let's see if we lower this. No, that doesn't work. It's too low now. So I think that's as close as we can get. What if we increase this to 4.78? That's even further. So let's looks like this is as close as we can get. So the first thing we have here, the reverse gear. The light bus with a similar final gear has a lower ratio on the reverse gear, and that means the reverse gear has a higher top speed. And as we can see, even with my setup, we're only topping 21, we're only reaching 21 kph, which is quite low, higher than our first gear, but much lower than our second gear. So that's already a disadvantage with the other transmission. Yeah, it's 33, so it's even lower than my first gear. So you're gonna have a very slow reverse gear with this transmission. So that's one reason why I prefer the light bus transmission. And then the next is, as you can see here, these are very similar. However, when we go to the next one, oh, this is the difference between the ratios. So this one has a lower number, which means, oh yeah, even this is lower, although they're very similar. Which means, what does it mean? Hmm. How do I explain this? Yeah, all of them are lower than the other transmission, which means the gears are closer with each other. And since they're closer, I don't have to rev as high to reach a certain RPM range on the next gear. So if I rev up to 20 on first, yeah, like that, 13. Let's use the cruise control to keep us there. Yep, that's 20k RPM. When I switch to second, it goes down there. So that's actually not enough. Looks like it has to be 14. So what RPM range is that on first? Oh, it's just over the green. And then we're just at the limit of the minimum green zone. So the fact that our gears are closer allows us to stay within the green zone. Whereas if I had the... Well, this one is not too different. So it's probably fine going from first to second with the other transmission. But then on the next few gears, let's actually try that now. Let's go to the next gear. Find what speed we have. So 25 is the limit on the green. Let's make this turn. And then, yeah, we have now at the bottom of the green on third. Then let's find again the next limit. .42, and that puts us right there. So that's good because the whole point of the green zone is especially now that I put on the long intake, is we actually get more torque down on the green than on the red or the non-colored zone, and as well as fuel efficiency, because obviously the higher you rev, the more fuel you consume. So by keeping it in the green, we're more fuel efficient, and we get more torque and power because we have the long intake and because this is a diesel engine. Actually, let's have a look at the graph. What's our green zone? 20. So it says here on 20, yeah, that's the middle point. Anything above 20 is way lower. Anything below that is much higher torque. Although you get more power still, I guess. But we don't really need much power. We want the torque. So we're done with the transmission. What's next? FDR. Limited slip diff. You can go with whatever you want here, I guess. Just don't make it open diff. If you uninstall your diff, you're not gonna have a diff because you uninstalled it. That means it's gonna be open, and that could cause issues. You're gonna want any of these, really. Any of them works. Although you might have issues turning with the locked diff, or even with the two-way when you're turning, when you're accelerating while turning, because it locks up when you're accelerating. So I guess I would recommend either the one-way or the 1.5. Doesn't really matter too much, but with the 1.5 you can have better. No, it doesn't matter too much, I guess. That's just it. I just like having some limitation on the diff with the engine braking. With the brakes, you don't really need to upgrade because you want to maintain passenger comfort. So let's have a look at there. Yeah, 50%. I guess we can pick up passengers and have a look at that. But I'm pretty sure I've tested this and there shouldn't be any different than when I tested this back in the day than now. But let's confirm that. Let's find some passengers so we can get the comfort meter. Well, actually, since we're going into comfort now, before we do that, let's have a look at the other parts first. Because the other parts will also have an effect on the comfort. Let's come back to that later. Suspension, especially the suspension. Before we check the roll bar, let's check the spring stiffness. So this is a bit of an extreme setup where the drive wheels are very stiff, but then the front and the rear wheels are actually slightly softer than stock. Keep that in mind. I'm gonna showcase why that is later. And then I just maxed out the dampers on both the front and the drive wheels because those two are taking most of the weight. And of course I increased the ride height because this is a very long bus, so it just helps us with clearance. Although the rear is lower than the front. I didn't put any spacers. That will also come in later. I didn't put an angle kit either because even without an angle kit, the wheels already turn quite a lot. And because we don't have an open diff anyway, so you really only can make full use of the max angle kit if you have an open diff, because then more of your power will go to the outside wheels when you're turning. And you're not really gonna be turning too much in most of the time anyway. And this is, yeah, even the stock is a lot of angle already. So that's all the suspension. No need to change the tires. And then the CUDA wheels, just my preference, how it looks, and the size, as I mentioned earlier. Nothing in the aero, and then obviously you have the license, but that is built in as well. So yeah, let's grab on passengers now so we can show why my suspension and braking is set up like this. It's all for maintaining comfort. But yeah, the game has changed a lot since I made this build. So I do need to check whether if it's still working as I built it back in the day. So you might end up changing these parts. What route do we want? I guess the point of this bus is to do the whole thing. Although we don't want too many stops. I also want to test other stuff. But these are not gonna work. I guess I need to make a custom bus route. Let's just do all the terminals. Oh wait, this is... I think you're supposed to go... clockwise on this island. Yeah, because these two bus stops, and even this one, are on the inside. And yeah, even this one is on the inside. So yeah, the ideal one is clockwise, not counterclockwise. So that you don't have to cross the road to get to the bus stop, bus terminals. Hopefully we get a comfort passenger.
Hello.
There we go. So now we can do some comfort testing. You don't need to close the door when doing bus routes. When you start driving a certain speed, the door automatically closes. Also, I did not take the exit properly, but that's fine. Oh, and one thing I want to point out is the first gear, as we saw before, is actually taller than even our reverse gear, which is very short. I don't know what I said earlier, but yeah, the first gear is so short that you can actually start in second gear and it'll work just fine. So this is quite a bit of turns. I am on full throttle and I'm following the road as closely as I can despite the full throttle. As you can see, it's going on the comfort meter is turning red, but so far we have not lost a comfort point. Also, that truck just disappeared. Looks like you can still boost the comfort when you're taking certain corners. Oh yeah, it is losing comfort. Oh, we didn't look at the roll bars. I was supposed to look at the stiffness first before the roll bars, but then I forgot to go back for the roll bars. But yeah, you practically have to drift this thing before you lose comfort. I don't remember if that's how it originally worked. We didn't lose comfort there, and we were drifting already. So yeah, I think this is still working as I originally built it. Yeah, I'm actually doing more turning to see if I can lose the comfort. I'm not uh, following the road. I'm doing more turns than the road just to see if it's gonna lose comfort. And yeah, we still haven't lost our final point. And now that since we're here, we can check the parts again. Uh, if this thing even fits, I think it does, but it's a tight fit. Oh wait, this might not fit here. Okay, we do fit, just barely. That's good. So let's have a look again. So our roll bars, the rear is just stock. The front is actually softer, and the rear is also stiffer than, well, not the rear, the drive axle, the middle. It's maximum stiffness as well. So it's pretty much the same as our springs. So this is a very extreme build. But as you saw, it was working pretty well. And the whole point of this, including the spacers, the fact that there's no spacers, means that when we're turning, all of our weight, well, not all, majority of the weight transfer goes to the middle axle, which is our drive wheel, because that is set up as stiff as we can, with maximum roll bars, maximum stiffness, whereas every other axle is less or stock. What that does, including the fact that there's no spacers, is when you're transferring so much weight on that wheel, is it starts to make the bus slide. Oh yeah, we haven't looked at our weight distribution. We should probably have a look at that somewhere. There is a warehouse nearby. We can go there, have a look. So this makes it easier to drift and reduces our understeer. We still get some understeer at this speed, but that's partly because we can't really turn that much. I don't know if that you can even still call that understeer, because we're just applying way too much steering for how fast we were going. Also, I just noticed that I'm not seeing if anyone's saying anything in chat. So if someone said anything, I'm sorry, but I missed it. So yeah, you can see the rear wheels have very little weight on it. Well, actually, let me check. Yeah, looks like no one has said anything in chat. So I didn't miss anything. And yeah, this is very intentional. Because like I said earlier, we want as much weight on our drive wheels as possible when turning. So the fact that the rear wheels have less weight on it means that there's more weight on the drive axle. So maybe I should actually put the 50% anti-roll bar on the rear as well. I don't remember why I didn't put that on my original build. But we did lose comfort points earlier. Although that's partly because of the shape of the road. On flat road, we're just drifting. We're not losing comfort. Let's actually try. Oh, we do lose comfort. If we turn really hard. Hmm. I don't know if it's possible to make turns like that without losing comfort, but we can try changing the anti-roll bars on the rear. See if that does anything. I probably do have a reason for not changing it though. I just don't remember. Because I did change the front roll bars, so I didn't just forget about it. And it probably won't make much difference anyway, because we already have 500% stiffness on the drive axle and only 80% on that rear axle. And yeah, if you're not driving crazy, you're not really gonna lose comfort. Although, um, this is still crazy driving, really. Like, you shouldn't be drifting at all. Well, actually, yeah, because I did set this up to drift to help with the comfort. So the fact that it is drifting is not entirely because I'm driving crazy. It's partly because of the setup. With a different setup, it's probably not gonna drift taking these corners. Oh yeah, the braking. There's not really much braking on this route. Hmm. I should grab my other route. Hang on. Where even do I have the kings? There we go. Company routes, bus. What did I call it? I already have all of these here. It must be an older one, which means it's not gonna work properly. But I should be able to just easily fix it. I don't know. I don't see anything here though. Maybe. Oh yeah, it is this thing. But this one is updated already. That's why I didn't recognize it. We want clockwise. CWD. So let's go with that.
Hey!
Wait, that's the wrong one. This is what I want. Yeah, now that we have more stops, we're gonna be using our brakes. Oh, this guy just decided to switch lanes. So the original version of this, well, this is the original, but yeah, it's this language thing. This is still in game, the same route that I've always had, but I added a few bus stops here because these bus stops are new. Looks like we're not even hitting the red zone under braking, but it looks like it's getting close there. So that's probably intentional, so that even if you hit a certain uh like elevation changes under braking, you're still not gonna lose your comfort. Because sometimes even if you test on a straight line on flat terrain, if you set it up to be at the limit, then sometimes you're gonna hit a certain shape of terrain where, like if there's a pothole, then that could cause you to lose the comfort. So you do want a little bit of buffer in the braking. It does look like I can increase it by at least once though. But maybe in my testing, there is a certain road where it's more risky. So I kept it at 50% for specifically that. And that's why we're doing the bus route. So we might encounter that. I thought about doing this in my single player world where I actually do have passengers. But I do want to test with no passengers and with a lot of passengers. That could also be why we're not getting to the red zone on the braking, because we're lighter, maybe with more passengers. It's actually gonna be close to the red zone.
Hello.
Oh, I just noticed, even though we already dropped off all our passengers, the comfort meter stayed. So we don't need passengers, we just need to pick up one comfort passenger and then we'll forever have the comfort meter. Oh, and there's the ring. Oh, there's the reason why I didn't lift the rear axle. You may have heard a little bit of tire screeching when I braked there, because the rain gave us less grip. So I have the rear set up precisely so that I'm still getting as much braking as I want with the rain, even with the rain reducing our grip. So I braked going over that bump and it didn't go on the red zone either. Although that's a tiny bump. And part of the reason that's the case on small bumps is because of the soft front suspension. We have only 80%. But when it comes to actual elevation changes like this road that's coming up, let's see if we can still brake. What's a good place to brake here? There's another player. Well, there wasn't really a good place to brake there. I wanted a mostly straight bit of road that is curving upwards to see if... Oh, I think this one will work. Let's try braking here.
Be careful.
Oh yeah, we lost comfort here earlier as well, just from turning. So obviously if we're also braking there, we are gonna lose comfort. But yeah, I should look for a flat one. Well, not flat, a straight one that is going upwards. Because obviously when you combine turning and braking, it's just too much. So you're gonna lose comfort if you max out both of those. But if it's only the braking on an upward curving road, I think we should hit the red zone but not lose comfort. Also, you can see the temperature is keep staying very low even though we don't have upgraded radiator. Okay, here's an upward curve. Not... Oh yeah, there we go. It hit the red zone, but
Hello.
we kept our comfort. I braked during that upward bump there. Yeah, that was a decently sized bump. Looked like it was just barely on the red zone though, so that was still low risk.
Hello? Hello?
You can really push deep into the red zone here before you lose the comfort. Yeah, it starts to turn red early on, even though you can push even more. Because obviously, if they made it too close, then as soon as it turns red, you're probably gonna lose comfort already. What is up with this bus route? This looks like it's on the wrong side of the road. Or is the GPS just... Yeah, it's on that side. Is the route wrong? Can't be. 15, 16. Oh yeah, because it goes here. So I wanted the bus to turn around so that it can continue here. Because it's this one that takes that bus stop on the other side. So here it's, yeah, it takes a U-turn and then continues down here. That makes sense. Gandang umaga. Thought you said speak in Tagalog.
Hello?
Hello.
Now you're the one greeting me in English. I actually wanted to start this earlier so I can finish it earlier and do some work, but I didn't get to sleep very well last night. Nothing bad, just not ideal either. Just far from ideal.
Hello.
I'm probably gonna... Okay, just muted myself for a bit because I heard the doorbell. I'm probably gonna
Thank you.
talk in English again. In our messages, that is, not obviously in this live stream, I'm gonna be talking in English.
Thank you very much.
My door keeps hitting this thing whenever I do this bus route. I probably shouldn't park too close. Also, I need fuel. Oh, nice. The fuel here is cheap. Still haven't encountered the braking zone that I'm looking for to see whether I should increase the maximum braking or keep it. So far, it looks like I can increase it, but there's probably a section somewhere that I just haven't driven over yet. This is a double loop of the island, the bus route that I have. We have an outer loop and an inner loop that is half and half of. Wait, is it half and half? I was here on the outer line, and then I'm going on the outer again. 30, 37, 38. Oh, and then we go on the inside, and then that's when the route restarts and goes through here again. So the inside, that looks wrong. I would have thought I would have it half and a half, where we go through the inside here. Oh yeah, it is. The first part is the inside. We don't go all the way around the outside. The first part is inside and then outside. But then obviously you're not gonna want to go through here again. So it does the outside and then the inside. But then it's followed by the inside again. Hmm. Maybe I should have it turn around here, but then it won't be the correct direction. Hmm. Might have to change both of these. When I updated the routes for the new bus stops, I may have made a mistake. But we're not here to check the bus routes. We're just here to check the tuning of this specific build. It is braking pretty hard, even though it's only 50%. Like on a few of the stops, I even ended up stopping before hitting the bus stop. Oh, I'm too close to the bus stop. Just pushed away by the door. Oh, this is the one that goes to the farm. But I can just turn around at the farm. I'm taking this route instead. So this road is still very bumpy. A lot of the off-road trails in this game has been smoothened out, but this one is still very bumpy. And there's even a peephole there that probably shouldn't be there. Might have to report that. And the smaller hole down there. Well, it's the same size, but it's not as deep. Oh, people are still doing it. Okay. Every time I hear the payment sound, I think it's done, but sometimes they're still More passengers hopping in. You get the payment once everyone who wants to get out is out. But you have passengers getting in at the same time.
Hello.
Yeah, there's very little understeer on this thing. It's able to take those corners pretty nicely. And obviously, if there was understeer, it wouldn't drift as well as I've been doing. Because I have this set up quite differently than the other bosses. Because this is the only bus that has 3 axles. Every other bus is only 2 axle in this game. So if you go have a look at my other buses, you may notice that some of the things I'm saying about this bus doesn't apply to those. Like, I built them differently because they are different.
Hello.
Yeah, get some understeer in situations like that. Not, I don't think changing the tuning is really gonna help with the understeer because I think anyway that my current setup is already helping a lot minimize the understeer. I would have liked to have a taller sixth gear, the higher speed, maybe even a slightly taller fifth gear, but can't do that in this game. So this is as close as I could get to my ideal gearing. Because it would be nice to have a higher top speed, especially because we have the long highway to OG now. When I made this build, we only had Jeju Island. So the maximum speed on this was already perfect for Jeju Island, but it's a bit lacking for those long bridges where you can go really fast. And that is gonna be one of the things I will be testing. But for now, I wanna do this entire bus route.
Hello?
Hello.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Oh, did I not get the on-time bonus? I thought I was right on time with that, but I guess I was a few milliseconds too early. Because I saw the too early timer counting down 3, 2, 1 as I was parking. I think, if I remember correctly, 4.57. I showed all the parts earlier in the live stream, and I will be uploading this to the workshop. Well, the build, the setup is already in the workshop, but I updated my decals and light attachments and the paint, and I have not uploaded this new one yet because I'm still testing the setup, whether it still works as I originally made it or not. And yeah, so far it works exactly as I remember it. Yeah, I'm not using first gear because it's way too short. Even going up hills. Oh yeah, we haven't really stopped on an uphill section yet because I'm not doing any of the bus stops in Gangjeong or downtown. I'm just going to the terminal there. Oh, I thought I braked too late for that, but yeah, the braking is pretty strong even at 50%. Speaking of, so far it felt like I can go higher. So let's actually try that. See if we lose our comfort from braking. The new physics probably is partly. Oh, now that I think about it, that might be why I'm hearing a lot more tire screeching on the braking than I remember because of the new physics. Well, not new, but the physics now is very, well, not very, but there's a bunch of difference from back when I made this. And now that I'm increasing the braking force, we're gonna be hearing even more tire screeching. Oh yeah, I remember now. Part of the reason the height and the suspension stiffness is set up the way it is so that even if you increase the brake force, the rear wheels, because the stronger you brake, the more weight you transfer to the front. Also, why am I going? Oh, because this is the new route, right? This is one of the differences from my old route. My old route didn't go through this road. Anyway, the suspension and the ride height is set up exactly the way it is, partly because the harder you brake, the more weight you transfer to the front, and the fact that the front is 80% instead of the stock means it's softer, so it's gonna compress more, and therefore there's gonna be even more weight transfer to the front under braking. And that is very much intentional because the more the bus leans forward, the higher the rear becomes.
Hello.
So the less weight on the rear axle, and the rear axle is already not carrying much weight on it. So the more weight you transfer to the front, the less on the rear. And that's to help balance out the braking. So I think even if I put it in sport for the 100% braking, it might still not be possible to lose the comfort. Also, I was turning there and braking at the same time, and it was on the red zone, but I did not lose comfort. Maybe my brakes are worn out? I don't think it is. I think it's only slightly worn. So yeah, I think because of the new physics, I can get away with 60% now.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Oh, what's going on? Some desync. Okay, so we're doing the same thing as when I started the route where I made a turn here. So we've done the entire loop now. And the hardest breaking point was the one near the truck dealership. So I'm probably gonna lose comfort there now that I have it set to 60% if I brake on that bump. So I'm just gonna keep following the bus route for now and then see what happens by the truck dealership. Oh, we're cooking our front brakes. Oh yeah, that's one thing that I didn't have an option for back in the day when I made the setup. The upgraded brake pads. This should probably have upgraded brake pads on the front. Also, let's try maximum braking now, since we're just doing the same thing as before. Yeah, see, although we're not going very fast, it is hitting the red zone, but I didn't lose comfort there at maximum braking because of the suspension setup. Let's see if that holds up for the rest of this route. Oh, these off-road trails feel a lot stiffer, a lot bumpier because of the suspension setup, not necessarily because they're very bumpy. Although it did look like the off-road trail there by the farm is still too bumpy, I would say. Okay, that's one of the downsides of this setup. It is made for comfort on the road. Once you take it off those bumpy
Come on
off-roads,
in.
it doesn't really handle very well. You're not gonna lose the comfort points, because that's just how the game works, but oh, it started raining. That's not good for testing. I am hitting the red zone,
Hello?
so I might have lost comfort point there if it wasn't for the rain. Also, yeah, we can still lose comfort from turning, so you do have to slow down for the corners. Some of them anyway. Mostly the high speed ones. Oh, while
Hello?
we're here, let's change those brake pads and see what our braking conditions. If we have worn out brakes or not, because that might be why the 60% work. No, the brakes are all fine. Just a small amount of wear. These brake pads are way too expensive. I should probably do some testing for these at some point. I don't think, well, 20% is a big difference. But the problem is, if without the heating, it might still overheat. And when it's overheated, the wearing is much faster anyway. So the fact that this is 30% less may not be, well, 20% may not be worth it compared to this. Although this costs twice as much. So cost-wise, yeah, it really looks like this is the better one. Oh, and this has a higher temperature limit as well. Whereas these two are the same. This just has faster cooling. Hmm. Although I did not have much overheating issues, so this is probably good enough. Regardless, the all these upgrades are not worth it, really, I would say. Because we are paying 5 times as much for a little less wear. So even though you're not overheating the brakes, you're still paying for more at the end of the day. So they're not really worth it. but I'm gonna put them on anyways. Yeah, looks like on max braking, it still maintains comfort. Yeah, even going over that bump was fine.
Thank you very much.
Oh, did I already switch to sport mode the first time the brakes started smoking? Or was I still in comfort mode? It might just be because I switched to sport mode. So this might not need the brake upgrades after all. I'm gonna have to have a look at that before we wrap up this portion of the testing. Did I lose comfort right there? I didn't hear the passengers say anything, but I am missing one square, but I don't know if I just lost it or I've already lost it a while ago. So that's another one that I have to look at. It's definitely breaking more though. Okay, let's go back to comfort again and see what happens here. I am still at 60% now, so we might lose comfort, another comfort point here. Here's the bump break there. I didn't lose the comfort. Interesting.
Hello? Oops.
So it might be good to have it on 60. Although as I've said before, it already breaks pretty well, even on 50%. So there's not, so keeping it at 50 will just be the safer way anyways. Oh, let's actually put the stock brake pads back. Oh yeah, when I changed this, yeah, so that's not a worn out brake. Because I was thinking when I had the stock pads, wait, why is it not worn out anymore? Do I have extra pads? Oh, I have 120. But yeah, earlier, the brake pads at the front was 5%, had 5% wear. And I was thinking maybe that's the only reason why 60% felt safe. But now I just used the upgraded pad, which is not worn at all, on 60%, and I didn't lose the comfort point. So I think, yeah, with the new, well, not new, the current physics, it is possible to have this set on 60 now, unlike before. In fact, you can go 100 as long as you. Actually, let's try that bump on 100. Let's put it in sport. Because there's only a few roads like that where you shouldn't be braking hard. And this is just the easiest one to test on. Your route may not even have the bus stop here, so you're not even gonna want to brake on this piece of road. Oh, I might not be far enough to get the speed that I need. Yeah, I'm a bit slow. Oh, we saw the comfort meter go really high, but we didn't lose the comfort. So yeah, you can set it as high as you want, I guess. But I would keep it at 50, just so you have buffer. Because the thing with this, like I mentioned earlier, is because this thing has 6 axles, I couldn't set this up the same way as my other buses. So that makes this more of a risky vehicle to brake hard with than the others. But at the same time, I set up the rear axle to help with that. And that's why even in sport mode, as long as it's a flat terrain or mostly flat, I can brake as. Actually, I should try putting on higher brake force. See if that will make us lose the comfort. And yeah, on this section, we're really lacking speed. Well, 120 is pretty fast already, but would be nice if we can stay on the green zone and go faster, but the sixth gear is not tall enough, and we can't change just the sixth gear, so all the other gears are already perfect, I would say. It's just the top speed is lacking. Can I use this garage? Or am I too big for this? It's too big. Maybe I can go in backwards because the front is higher. Nope. Also looks like the collision box there is pretty big because it doesn't take into account the sloping of the rear. Let's have a look at the when we lost our comfort. I'm looking at the live stream right now. Yeah, I lost comfort there. Then I went to the modern dealer to change the pads. Oh wait, I didn't look at whether I was in comfort. Oh, it's from turning anyway, so it doesn't matter whether I was in comfort or sport. Also, this thing is much bigger than the Roadmaster, even though really it shouldn't be that much bigger. Yeah, that's why I went to Ansan, but I wanted to refuel as well. I guess there's a gas station there as well, so I actually could have just went straight there. Because we have completely flat terrain here, which is good for a few more tests. So if you want higher top speed on this thing, you can go with slightly lower FDR. It'll still work totally fine. It's just not gonna be as fuel efficient because you have to rev higher before shifting up. So let's see what if I put 200%. This is such a unique thing that I've never tested on anything before. Because you have three axles, but also we care about comfort. Like all the other three axle vehicles, you don't really care about comfort. Also, we just took that corner without losing comfort, so that's good.
Oh my gosh.
Definitely gonna lose here, yeah. This is a more extreme corner. We didn't lose comfort. So yeah, you can set the braking as high as you want, as long as you're careful with where you brake. If you want the maximum braking, then go for it. You're just gonna have to be more careful on certain places. And your front brakes are gonna wear out more and possibly overheat. So if you do upgrade the brake power, you're probably gonna want to upgrade the brake pads as well. But if you're gonna stay in comfort mode, 50%, the stock brake pad is all you need. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to check. Let me go back to the live stream again. When did I overheat first? Where is that? Hmm. I haven't overheated here yet. I think it was on the East Highway. Yeah, here it is. Brakes still not smoking. I am in comfort mode. Oh, and I changed it to 60% at this point. When did I change? Here it is. Oh yeah, I guess you're not gonna hear it anyway, so I may as well show this. I'm looking at this. Oh yeah, I don't wanna hear it either. I just care. Oh yeah, there it is. I overheated the brakes. But am I at 50% braking force here, or am I still at 50? When did I change to 60%? I don't remember when I changed it. Maybe here? Uh, when did I change to 60? You have to go back? I definitely still have 50% at this point. Oh, let's close that. So that's one of the corners you have to slow down for. There's not really much you can do with tuning to go flat out on that corner. Unless you're just going really slow already. If you're going through there as fast as I was, you have to do something to maintain the comfort, like not taking not turning as much as the road is and whatnot. Definitely don't wanna brake while turning. Oh, here it is. This is when I changed to 60. So yeah, when I still had it at 50%, I was not overheating the brakes. It was only when I changed to 60 here and then a few more braking later that it starts to overheat. I think it was here that the first time the brakes smoked. Yep, there it is. Okay, what else? So if you do go for 60% braking, you might want this, but it's not really worth it because it costs 5 times. Like you may as well just keep using this, let it wear out, and then if it's worn out, keep increasing the setting to compensate. Like just keep going up on this one. And then when it gets really bad, then just replace this for 300 each. And that's only the front axles anyway, so that's only 600 total. Whereas if you use this, yeah, it's not gonna overheat. Well, it might overheat still, actually. And you're gonna pay way more, so this brakes is not worth it. These pads, never worth it unless you don't want your pads to wear out during your trip. Which they shouldn't, really. Because you're also benefiting from extra cooling and extra temperature and heating. Wait, what even is the difference between... Oh, how quickly it heats up, I guess. And then how quickly it cools down. So that's why a lot of my builds don't bother with upgrading the pads. And the few that I did upgrade, you can probably just skip the upgrade. Just uncheck it when you download in the workshop if you care about saving money. So we still haven't changed anything. This is still the exact same setup. Yep. So now let's see if we can even reach our top speed on the highway. I think we can. Also, the lights are broken, and there we go. When you interact with the garage, the lights just break. Or when it's raining, you actually do have a lot of understeer. Still not bad though. That's still plenty of turning. Oh yeah, I guess I haven't mentioned it. The reason I decided to update this build is because I actually wanted to update this last week because last week it was this vehicle on the weekly leaderboard, like here, the weekly challenge. This week it's now the Portem, but I already did Portem very recently, although I didn't do too well. Don't mind these obviously invalid lap times. But yeah, last week it was the Cheetah. I wanted to do this last week, but I already had the rotators update for so long. I just waited for the update to come out, and it just happened to line up with last week with my rescue idea for 911. So that's what I did last week instead of this. Although I've been thinking I should probably do at least two vehicles per week. Otherwise, it's gonna take forever. But at the same time, I still need to make a setup for the new trailers, and the trailers don't come up on the weekly challenge because they're just trailers. Also, yeah, they were definitely hitting our top speed here. Where do I teleport with the garage? 2.8 kilometers? That can't be this, right? Yeah, it's gonna teleport me to Gangjong probably. So I need to drive back. Also, this thing is way too long for to do a U-turn here. I just realized. Oh, managed to do it pretty cleanly though. Only had to reverse once without the angle kit. So with an open diff and the angle kit, you can probably do it easier. But you probably shouldn't be taking a U-turn here anyways. And you're probably gonna want a limited diff. So since we still have the exact same setup as before, we can go for a different FDR on this one. So let's try out a different FDR, see how that works. Also, the barriers here are not bugged unless the barriers have already been fixed. Because I know the barriers are bugged in a lot of places. So FDR. So we have 4.56 right now. If I go 4.27, I'm gonna have a faster reverse. We might not be able to start in second. Oh, we haven't tested that yet. It might not be able to start as easily in second anymore if we lower the FDR. So let's test the current FDR before we change it. So one of my notes with this build is to not bother with first gear, like always skip it if you can remember to do so. Because there's no point in using it, it's way too short. So which road here is the steepest? This looks very steep. Although this is not part of any bus route. So if you end up stuck on a section this steep and then you just go full throttle, yeah, it climbs up very easily. Let's look at that again. This is second gear, not first gear. Yeah, that's no problem. However, the real Gangjeong bus route, we may as well do the real bus route to have a realistic test. I want to start at the terminal because this is coming out of the place already. Oh, we might see overheating brakes doing this route. Because we're gonna be braking a lot more. Although you really shouldn't be using this bus for the city routes anyway. But we're here to make and test how good the build is, so this is a good way to test it. So this is what we're doing.
Hello.
So I'm not gonna drive normally. I'm gonna go as fast as I can into the corners and then brake as much as I need for it to see if we can overhit the brakes. It's probably gonna overheat though. Oh, I didn't do it here. I should have kept accelerating until I needed to brake. Because I already did some testing yesterday when I made the decal, but I was driving normally then, so I wasn't really anywhere close to overheating the brakes. Also, now that we're doing a city route, you're gonna want to pay attention to how the bus works for optimal gameplay. So when you see the stop thing there, it means someone wants to get out on the next stop. So you definitely want to open your door for them so they can get out and pay you. But if there's not the stop icon there, and you see like this one, there's no passengers here, then you don't need to open the door. You can just stop and then keep going. Although I wish they would change it so that you don't even need to stop. Someone already posted feedback regarding that, but it's not been implemented yet. Also, sometimes you may just not see whether there's a passenger or not if it's that kind of bus stop. If it's just the bus stop sign, it's very easy to see there are passengers or not. But if it's the one with the, what do you even call that? Like here, I can clearly see there's no passengers here. So I don't need to open the door. But on the other kind of bus stop, like the next one, you may not see the passengers because sometimes they're hiding behind it or something. Also, I can't help myself but with not using with maximizing the braking. I'm still driving normally sometimes. So I need to be more aware of that. Make sure we maximize the brakes. Although I do have to slow down for these because of that. Yeah, just as I was saying. This is a rear engine though, so we didn't take damage from that collision. What? This guy just find me. Oh, this is not an LPD. Makes sense now why he find me. I wonder if he knows if it works. Yeah, he just took a U-turn. You're not gonna get anything anymore because he just. So we might find me again. Can't he maximize the braking here? Also, the fact that I have to wait for this guy means my brakes have time to cool. And that's why you have the whitelist and the LPD on this server, because these police players are very annoying. So I can take these corners pretty quickly. No understeer. So I can follow my line easily and also not lose my comfort. Oh, I do have to brake for this one though.
Hello.
So in this situation where this is a terminal, someone wants to get out here obviously because it's a terminal. You're definitely gonna want to wait for the on-time bonus. Oh yeah, because we're doing a local route where it's just Gangjeong downtown. All passengers here wants to go to the terminal or somewhere else in this area. So that's where you get your most of your payment. So if you don't wait for the on-time bonus, you're gonna miss out on a pretty big chunk of your earnings. Oh, I drifted there, but no one, I didn't have a comfort passenger. I don't think I would have lost comfort though, even if I did have a comfort passenger.
Hello?
Oh, did Zolden told him about the whitelist already? What are they talking about?
Hello? Hello?
Also, this bus route makes you turn left there for some reason, but you're supposed to turn right here. Don't mind the scraping. I reported these roads that are way too steep. Oh, I don't think I reported that one though, but that could just be because I was too fast. I don't think I would have scraped there if I wasn't going too quickly.
Hello?
One thing I'm noticing is I keep going up the revs in third. Like I could shift up once I'm past the green zone, but I'm also very close to my stop or my braking point. So I was just staying in third instead.
Hello.
So maybe there is other benefits to lowering our FDR for this route specifically, although like I mentioned before, you're not really supposed to use this bus for this route. There's never enough passengers here for this bus. Oh yeah, part of the problem is that I'm not driving normally. That's it. If I'm driving normally, I would have just reduced the throttle and stayed in the green zone instead of shifting up or revving up. Oh, what's this? Why am I? Oh, this is still part of Gangjong, yeah. For a moment, I thought the next bus stop was outside of Gangjong because it was 1 kilometer away. But no, this is still in Gangjong. Yep. Oh yeah, because they even removed the bus stop here. There used to be a bus stop before this turn on both sides, which would have made more sense than this one, honestly. I don't know why it's not on the main road there. This is a side road, so why is the bus stop here? Although I guess in real life, this kind of is a main road as well. Not as much traffic as the actual main road, but it's still a high traffic road probably. Oh, also it's raining, so don't have as much grip. Oh, we just went straight through. I thought it was going too fast. Brakes are not overheated yet, but I haven't really been using it as much as I thought I would. Also, the GPS once again pointing us to the long way around. You have 20 seconds to wait because of that. Actually, I don't think bus route timers are counting road distance yet. I think it's still straight line distance. It's really just the truck job, cargo jobs. And I think a little bit of taxi. I think taxi has road distance factored in a little bit.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
very much.
I'm not really sure what they changed with the taxi, but it does pay better now at least. Yeah, the braking is just strong enough in 50% that I'm not really using it all that much. So maybe I won't overhit the brakes after all. The brakes did overhit a lot back when the feature was new though, when you're doing bus routes. But I reported that and it's been the brakes on the buses
Hello. Hello.
were improved because of that. I'm not really sure what they improved though, because we can't really see those stats. Like I'm guessing it improved both cooling and heating.
Hello? Hello?
You might be here a while before it overheats, or it might not overheat at all. I didn't really think of on how long I should be doing this. I thought it would overheat easily with all these braking zones, but it's not as much braking as I thought. I guess I just thought there'd be a lot of braking because of The fact that that the buses overheated way too easily back in the day. And I still have that in my mind. Speaking of, we can, since we're not overheating, we can go buy a thermometer here at the convenience store and just have a look at the brake temperature. Let's do that. Thermometer. Yeah, it's just around 300. The capacity is 400. We're not close to overheating yet.
Hello?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Oh, so this is still not fixed, where passengers are just doing weird stuff when they get out and when there's a lot of them getting out.
Hello?
So I'm gonna check the temperature again when we return to the terminal.
Thank you.
Oh, you have to turn here. Almost missed the turn.
Hello? Hello?
Oh yeah, let's try to slow down here. See if we still get some scrape. Yeah, it doesn't scrape there when you're not going too quickly. I think that's even a very low speed limit piece of road. Yeah, here we have 30, and I think it's 30 over there as well. Would it still scrape going up there? Didn't expect to scrape on the way up.
Very much.
So I might have to check that next time around. If I go slow, am I still gonna scrape or not? So last time it was raining when I went through here, so I couldn't make the turn. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, I really do need to slow down for that. And I can't maintain the comfort because of all the bumps on the road. Well, not on the road, the sidewalk. So I have to no, I have to stay on the road there, maintain the comfort. But it is a deceiving corner. I didn't think I was too fast there, but apparently I was.
Hello.
Still not overheated. We're going back to the terminal now. While we're waiting for the on-time bonus, check the temperature. Oh, it's overheated. It's more than 400, both on the surface and at the core. But it's not smoking. Huh.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That means it's wearing out faster though. So if I go to the tuning shop, it should show me a decent amount of wear because I've been braking overheated. But yeah, it's less than 500 degrees though.
Thank you very much. Hello.
So if I wasn't driving so aggressively, it's not gonna overheat, I think. Yeah, because earlier it was only 300. It's only after I bought the thermometer that I drove consistently aggressively on the brakes that it went more than 400.
Hello. Hello.
Let's go to the tuning shop and see what our brake wear. Now that I've been using it overheated. Only 3%, although I guess, like I said, I wasn't really driving it aggressively enough earlier. Oh, I should have changed the FDR while I was there. But we can do a more FDR focused testing. Oh, there it is. It's finally smoking.
Hello.
Why is it just now smoking though? What's the temperature now? 600. Yeah, that's much higher. I don't know why it didn't start smoking at 400, 450 when that is the overheat threshold. So that confirms it then that even though right at the start I tried to drive aggressively on the brakes, I still couldn't overheat it. It was only once I got used to driving it very aggressively that I managed to make it overheat. So now it's the temperature just keeps going up. Oh, there's our hourly reminder. I'm keeping that bot, that chat bot just so there's a 1 hour reminder. So I do want to wrap this up now. That's our third hour. I was hoping to be done with this within 3 hours, but it's okay for me to go an hour more. We're going back to the terminal now. Let's see what our brake temperature is. We're also pretty low on fuel. Oh, and the brakes are smoking even more now. So it's probably more than 600 degrees now then. Not yet, but it got
Very
close
much.
to there.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Actually, no, I
much.
think it starts to smoke at 600. So let's refuel and then go to the garage, check our brake wear, and change the FDR and see how that works out. Hopefully all these areas that I'm scraping at gets fixed, because I made a report of that already. I think I want the fifth gear to be able to reach 100 kilometers per hour. Actually, let's have a look at our top speed. First gear is 18, yep, we saw that earlier. 35. And then reverse is 21. The brakes are still fine. If anything, no, actually, yeah, wasn't it 3% last time I was here? And it was overheated already at that point. So it's probably going below 400 and then above 500 during a lot of braking. And then back down below 400 again. So it's not maintaining the overheat all the time. And that's with very aggressive braking. So yeah, if you're driving normally, you're probably not gonna need the brake upgrades. And even if you are, it's not worth it because you're gonna just be paying more. If your brakes are faded, you can just increase your braking here or through these upgrades before replacing your pads. It's only when your brake pads are so super worn, like below 20% remaining, that you're gonna want to increase the brake force by getting new pads. So now let's try a different FDR. Doesn't look like 427 is low enough. Maybe a 4. We know that this is 18 kilometers per hour and this is 35. But these are all different from these two. So maybe we can even go even lower, maybe 3.73. This is still higher than this. Oh, let's look at the other gears. Yeah, this still looks good. Let's try that. 373. So now in first gear we can go 23. Reverse is 26. Second is 43. It's only the low gears that I care the maximum speed is. The other gears, I only care about the speed on the green zone. So the second gear start is not good anymore, but still fine.
Be careful!
Hello.
So third gear is green zone is at 50 now.
Thank you very much.
Try the second gear start up here. Yeah, it works, but it's pretty slow on the uphill. On flat ground, it's fine. But now we have higher speeds on our third, on all our gears. So maybe we can stay in third on this section. Because before I was having to shift up or go beyond the green zone here before the turn or the stop. But now we have more higher top speed on the third. There was no need to shift up. I'm still scraping there. Let's might have to add this one to the report then. Yeah, this looks really bad actually. I guess it's worse on the downhill than the uphill. Mm, it's bad, but as long as you slow down, it's fine. So I don't have to add it to the report. Would be nice if it's not as bad though. I'll have to look into that at some point. there's even anything that can be done about it. I know it used to be more like a staircase even, where you have the uphill and then kind of flattens out again and then another uphill before you reach the top. But now it's just one long uphill section. So Gear 5 is actually more than 100 now on the green. Now that I mentioned that, I should try the other route again with this FDR. I think this is enough of a test on this area, on this route.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
So for this route, the city route, which is not really what this bus is supposed to be doing, the higher FER is better. Although maybe not necessarily as high
Thank you
as
very much.
my
Thank you
original.
very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hey!
So now let's see how this does on the route that this thing is actually supposed to do. I'm thinking now of uploading two versions, one with the higher FDR and upgraded brake pads. But I feel like that's not really necessary. So I might upload just the lower FDR with the stock brake pads. So I'm already on gear 6. Not even on the highway yet, but that is fine. That is actually good that I can use the final gear. Because that just increases the fuel efficiency. I don't need to wait for the revs to go to the end of the green zone before shifting up to 5th or 6th, even with the lower FDR. Because with the higher FDR, that's actually even the gears are closer. So I could do that more, but I was gonna run into top speed issues anyway. I already got used to stopping and opening the door on every bus stop, even though I can clearly see there's no passengers to pick up and there's no passengers who wants to get out either. Just because that wasn't the case earlier in the city, in most of the stops in the city anyway.
Hello?
Looks like I can take some kind of a shortcut there. Oh, that's not as flat as I thought. And this one is not flat enough either. Yeah, I could have gotten stuck there if I was lower. I might still get stuck. My wheels are getting resistance. What the heck? Huh. It's it's not touching the terrain, but for some reason the traction control is kicking in. If the traction control wasn't kicking in, I would have immediately thought, yeah, I'm stuck. So I need to tow, but because it was kicking in, I thought there was a chance I could drive out of there, but the wheels were not touching the terrain, so I don't know why the traction control was kicking in. Now that the gears are more spaced out, I actually have to go beyond the green zone for by a little bit, going from second to third, but then third to fourth, it can stay in the green. And all the other gears as well. It's just second to third, and maybe first to second, but there's still no point in using first. Let's see how
Hello.
first to second is. Oh yeah, it doesn't stay in the green. which is exactly why starting in second on the uphill is not very good anymore. Oh, the brakes are overheated? What? It is. Huh. I might have to upgrade the brakes after all.
Thank you very much.
And I'm not driving. Well, I guess, yeah, it doesn't change much whether I'm driving aggressively or not. So when can I shift to six? 90, I think, is the ideal. Even though fifth, the green zone in fifth is up to 100 for fuel efficiency. You can shift earlier.
Hello?
What about fourth to fifth though? 70? Yeah, 70 works fine. So that actually makes things easy. I should probably look at the shifting speeds of the other gears as well. So second to third is 30, I believe. Yep. And then 50. But that's very simple and easy to remember. 30, 50, 70, 90. And there's our brakes again overheating. So there is I should probably upgrade the brakes then, regardless. So, and if I have to upgrade the brakes for this one, then there's no point in uploading two builds. Because then the only difference will be the FDR. And my old setup already has the higher FDR, which is for Jeju Island only. And well, we have OG Island now, not just Jeju. I wonder though if this is good enough or I'm gonna need the extra heating resistance and increased temperature. Because I do get plenty of time cooling the brakes. And this is, oh, it's only plus 10. I might need the more expensive pads for this. I didn't realize how small of an upgrade this other one is compared to stock. So this is the only downside to this build. It's not, it's pretty bad on these bumpy off-road trails. Although it's mostly just the drive axle, the front is fine. But yeah. Oh, and there's the dip, the massive dip on the road. But yeah, this means the acceleration is far from ideal on these roads. Well, here it's not too bad. Oh, I don't need to stop here. Well, I need to stop, but I don't need to open the door. Yeah, here is totally fine, except for that, the dip over there. I think it's still overheated. Yeah, might have to go for the other brake pad, the more expensive one.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought the city would be worse. When in the city there are so many stops, so you're neither accelerating nor braking for more time because you're just stopped. Whereas outside the city, there's more space between the stops, so there's more time that I'm accelerating or braking, both of which contribute to the brake hit. Because the more the faster I go, the more I have to brake. I really wish we could adjust the brake bias though, so that I don't have to do the suspension thing and the front, so the front brakes won't be overheating. Yeah, I still see it smoking. I need to change this. Does this fit here? No, same size as the truck dealership, I guess. So this is higher temperature and more resistant to heat, but it's only by 5%. Oh, and more cooling as well. So I think that's enough to not overheat. It's still overheated at the moment, but that's only because it was already overheated. Although, when I changed the pads, it really should have been cooled off, because it's a new pad. The weight of the other pad shouldn't have transferred. The heat, rather, not the weight. But I very much look like, for some reason, the heat stays even when you change it. Yeah, that's still very hot. In fact, it's hotter than before. Still getting hotter and hotter. Okay, that's cooler now. So it might not be worth it to even upgrade the brakes, because it's still gonna get overheated regardless. The only, like money-wise, the upgrades are not worth it regardless, just because it's so much more expensive, but if it's gonna overheat anyways, even with the upgrade, then it's definitely not worth it, because now you're just paying way more and for very little gain, because it's overheating. Like the only way to justify all that extra cost is if you don't overheat it. Yep, still smoking. Oh yeah, I don't have to stop here. Well, I don't have to open the door. And we're getting close to the fourth hour of this stream, which I really did not want to get to, but okay, what the heck, I got disconnected again. But yeah, as I was saying before, the builds are already out there. Looks like staying on the brake pads is the stock brake pads is the way to go because it's gonna overheat regardless of the upgrade. So may as well just overheat the stock once and have a much cheaper repair replacement. And then the FDR I'm gonna do more testing with tomorrow, I guess. 'Cause I do have some more things to test with it, but I'm already over time. I was expecting to be done with this about an hour ago now. So I'm gonna end this here. I think tomorrow though I'll do this in single player. Maybe there'll be some differences in single player.
Thank you very much.
Possibly more overheating on the brakes because I'm gonna have more passengers in single player. Oh yeah, I don't think I can use this garage here. Yeah, this definitely won't fit, but I'm gonna try backwards. Yep. Nope. I'm just gonna refuel this. Alright, that's it for today. I'm probably gonna live stream this tomorrow or the next day. The continuation of all this testing. For now, we don't have a build update yet. But the old build, which is pretty much exactly the same as what I have now, except for the FDR. Yeah, that's the only thing I've changed. The brake pads, not worth replacing. And that's it. Yeah, I'm not gonna pass through a garage that I can use anyway. So that's it for today. See you all tomorrow or the next day. I gotta go off and do other things now. I'm out.